Today we are going to be talking about the current status and potential for waste-to-energy systems in BC. This is what we're going to cover today.
Some background. Waste-to-energy is a form of energy recovered from burning waste. We create a lot of waste that can't be recycled and is sometimes even impossible to recycle. Landfill space is at a premium, so the solution is to reduce the volume of waste. Independent studies and scientific evidence around the world has actually concluded that modern waste-to-energy facilities are safe for human health and the environment. There are three different processing ways. Mass burn incineration, which is the most common type. The second is gasification, and the third is refuse-derived fuel. Some aims and objectives is that the province of British Columbia is committed to achieving these three environmental management goals. First is greenhouse gas reduction. The second is leading the world with the best air quality. And lastly is ensuring municipal solid waste is managed to minimize environmental impacts. Here are some of the national, provincial, and local relevant acts and regulations.
So for the current status, there's currently one waste-to-energy facility in BC located in Burnaby. It's a mass burn facility and it handles approximately a quarter of the region's garbage. The Burnaby plant creates some products and byproducts throughout the process, obviously the most important being energy, since that's the goal here, and could power approximately 16,000 homes. But then some byproducts that are created throughout the process are metals, bottom ash, and fly ash. As for the potential status, a new facility was proposed in 2012. Several sites were identified, including Nanaimo and Port Mellon, but all of these sites required the waste to be barged there since mass burn incineration is banned within the city limits of Vancouver. However, this project was postponed in 2015 after very positive recycling efforts were happening in Metro Vancouver, and there were also some concerns about projected future volumes, as well as the project being quite costly. As an alternative solution, kind of more short term, they decided to have some upgrades to the current facility in Burnaby, including $30 million in enhancements over the next 5 years, with upgrades such as capacity, technology, and emission controls. Some challenges and concerns that have been raised around this topic include some greenhouse gas, emission, and social aspect concerns. So to start off, some important greenhouse gases involved are methane and CO2. It is a bit hard to find information regarding this topic since it is quite biased. Some things that are available online are proof that they are within their emission limits at the Burnaby site. However, this is kind of a biased way of showing the information. It would be nice to have a comparison to the alternative method of waste being in landfills, but that information is not available at this time.
Some more physical challenges and concerns are actually the creation of bottom ash and fly ash that is produced in the incineration of the waste. The problem is that proper testing for bottom ash to be used for aggregate material, and the fly ash tends to be hazardous since it contains contaminants removed from the exhausted gases. Some other physical parameters are dioxins and furans. They're highly toxic and they're known as persistent organic pollutants, which means they actually take a long time to break down.
Another issue is particulate matter, both fine and ultrafine. These can be quite harmful to human health, and they're actually believed to have a larger negative impact since they travel in the air faster and can travel quite large distances. And then a final topic we're going to cover for challenges and concerns is heavy metals. So a lot of the time, heavy metals end up in our garbage by accident, and the processes to separate them out before incineration are maybe not as good as they could be, and these create quite harmful emissions, so that's a big issue. So we also wanted to take a look at our emission limits here versus emission limits in Europe. So it's quite a big difference, which is strange since in Europe they're using these systems quite a lot. So we think that we should be able to at least have the same emission limits if we're using the same processes as them.
The last major challenge and concern would be the social aspect, which is by creating these waste energy facilities, is it going to decrease people's initiative to actually recycle? But however, in Sweden, it has actually been proven that their recycling efforts are actually increasing even with all their waste energy facilities that they have.
So as for some final recommendations, first of all, yeah, it's very important that we are separating metals from waste before incineration, if that's both through more public awareness of the issue of this and also better separation processes at the plant before the waste is put in the furnace. Second would be stricter regulations that match up better with the EU, since obviously that is possible. A third is having the owners of these plants being open to change and progress and having better efficiency. There's always room for improvements with technology getting better and better by the day.
This video was created for the environmental policy class in the Department of Civil Engineering at the University of Victoria, taught by Mehdi Bagheri. Thank you for listening.